Today I will discuss कार्नोट साइकिल। पिछले क्लास में इंजन के बारे में बताया था। तो इंजन क्या है ना, इंजन इज ए डिवाइस which can convert heat to work. Every engine work in a cyclic process. In a cyclic process, engine does work in the forward path and work is done on it in the backward path. To have the network, the two paths must be different. If Q is the heat absorbed and W is work done, then the efficiency of engine eta equal to W by Q. Carnot cycle, Soddy Carnot proposed a theoretical heat engine to show that the efficiency was based on the temperature between which it operates. Carnot cycle is an imaginary cycle. That imaginary engine would perform a series of operations between temperatures T1 and T2. One is high temperature and another is low temperature. T1 high temperature, T2 low temperature. So that the end of this operation, the system was restored to its original position. This cycle processes which occurred under reversible condition is referred to as a Carnot cycle. In order to find an expression for the highest efficiency of an engine, Soddy Carnot consider an imaginary cyclic process known as Carnot cycle. In Carnot engine is 1 mole of an ideal gas taken in a cylinder fitted with a frictionless piston. There are two reservoirs, one at high temperature T1 that is known as source and another is low temperature T2 known as sink. The entire process consists of the following 4 steps. First step, isothermal reversible expansion. Look at this figure, pressure versus volume, PV curve. First step, A, B, C, D, 4 step, A, B, C, D, 4 step. First step, isothermal reversible expansion. Here, in isothermal reversible expansion, this is in forward direction, A to B path. Here, temperature T2, that is taken as source. P1 V1 state P1 V1 to P2 V2. Isothermal temperature remains same T2. Next step, B to C, that is adiabatic. In adiabatic process, temperature changes. Here T2 to T1, T1 is lower temperature here, P2 V2 to P3 V3. Then C to D, again isothermal. Here expansion, first one isothermal expansion, second step adiabatic, expansion. Third step, compression, isothermal reversible compression, C to D, P3, V3 to P4, V4. Then fourth step, D2A, that is P4, V4 to P1, V1. Again, it's reach its original position. So adiabatic, this is adiabatic compression. This is the fourth step. First operation, isothermal reversible expansion. The gas is initially at P1, V1, T2 state, is placed over the source at T2. External pressure is non-infinitesimally reduced. The gas expands infinitesimally. Heat equivalent to work done is absorbed from source. The process is repeated till the pressure falls to P2. Volume becomes V2. Thus, it is an isothermal reversible expansion indicated by AB line of the curve. Here, work done W1 is equal to heat absorbed that is here Q2 equal to W1. Work done, we know work done for isothermal reversible expansion W equal to RT2 ln V2 by V1. Therefore, QT equal to RT2 ln V2 by V1. फर्स्ट स्टेप जो है आइसोथर्मल रिवर्सिबल एक्सपेंशन है। फर्स्ट स्टेप में isothermal cases, that is del equal to 0. That means heat absorbed equal to work done. This is denoted by equation 1. Next, second operation, second step, second step adiabatic reversible expansion. At point B, B to C. The gas at B is at a temperature T2 and has volume V2 under pressure P2. The gas is allowed to expand reversibly from volume V2 to V3 when the temperature drop T2 to T3 along BC. Work done, temperature drop T2 to T1, not T3, T2 to T1. T1 lower temperature. Since this step is adiabatic, that is dq equal to 0. If W2 is the work done according to first law of thermodynamics, dq equal to du plus W, or del E equal to q minus W, that is q equal to 0, that is del E equal to minus W2. W2 work for second step. So W2 equal to minus del E. For we know for adiabatic reversible expansion, W equal to CV dt. Here W means work, that is del E equal to CV into dt, temperature change from T2 to T1, that is minus daily, that is T2 minus CV, T2 minus T1. After arranging, it becomes CV T2 T1 minus T2. So W2 equal to CV into T2 minus T1. Third operation, this become equation number 2. Next operation, isothermal reversible compression. In step 3, the adiabatic wall is removed. Step 3 or stroke 3. In stroke 3, adiabatic wall is removed. The gas is now isothermally reversibly compressed to such a volume V4 where we can reach T1 V1 state. On subsequent adiabatic compression, it is represented by CD portion of the curve. During compression, the gas produces heat which is transferred to the low temperature reservoir. Since the process takes place isothermally, that is daily equal to 0. If Q1 is the heat given to the reservoir and W3 the work done on the gas, using the proper sign for Q and W, we have minus Q1 equal to minus W3 equal to RT1 ln V final to V initial, that is V4 by V3. This is equation number 3. Next, fourth operation, that is adiabatic reversible compression. In the fourth operation, the gas is adiabatically reversibly compressed to the initial state. This is shown in DA portion of the curve. The gas with volume V4 and temperature T1 the volume of the system becomes V1 and its temperature T2. The work done in this step is on the system and therefore it bears a negative sign. As per convention, we know work done by the system, that is positive sign, work done on the system, that is negative sign. If it is denoted by W4, we can write minus W4 equal to adiabatic reversible compression minus CV into T2 minus T1. That is equation number 4. So we get in the fourth step 4 type of work: W1, W2, W3 and W4. So net work done in one cycle would be W, adding up of every step, adding up of 4 steps, all 4 operation of the cycles shown by equation 1, 2, 3 and 4. That is W equal to W1 plus W2 plus in bracket minus W3 plus in bracket minus W4. So putting the value of W1, W2, W3 and W4, RT2 ln V2 by V1 plus CV T2 minus T1 plus RT1 ln V4 by V3 minus CV T2 minus T1. After calculating, we get, that means here CV T2 minus T1 and minus CV T2 minus T1. These two are cancelled. So equation becomes W becomes R W becomes RT2 ln V2 by V1 plus RT1 ln V4 by V3. So net heat absorbed in one cycle, if Q is the net heat absorbed in the whole cycle, that is Q equal to Q2 minus Q1, where Q2 is heat absorbed by the system in operation 1 and Q1 is the heat absorbed, a heat transfer to the sink reservoir from 1 and 3, equation 1 and 3, we get Q equal to Q2 minus Q1, that is RT2 ln V2 by V1 plus RT1 ln V4 by V3, that is Q equal to RT2 ln V2 by V1 minus RT1 ln V3 by V4. We know for adiabatic changes, one relation there in adiabatic changes, TV to the power gamma minus 1 equal to constant. That is, from the BC adiabatic changes, T1 V2 to the power gamma minus 1 equal to T2 V3 to the power gamma minus 1. And for diadiabatic changes, T1 V1 to the power gamma minus 1 and T2 V4 to the power gamma minus 1. Next, from this above expression, we can write T2 by T1 to the power, T2 by T1 equal to V3 by V2 to the power gamma minus 1. We can also write T1 by T2 to the power T1 by T2 equal to V1 by V2 to the power gamma minus 1. V3 by V2 equal to V4 by V1. That is, from this relation we can write V3 by V4 equal to V2 by V1. So we can replace the term V3 by V4 by V2 by V1. Substitute the value of V3 by V4 in above equation 5. We get Q equal to RT2 ln V2 by V1 minus RT1 ln, that term V3 by V4 should be replaced by V2 by V1, RT1 ln V2 by V1 as per above adiabatic changes. So now the equation becomes Q equal to RT2 ln V2 by V1 minus RT1 ln V2 by V1. Now taking common, here R ln V2 by V1 from R ln V2 by V1, taking common R ln V2 by V1 from this part in bracket T2, from this part in bracket minus T1. So now the equation becomes calculation of thermodynamic efficiency. So total work done in a cycle is equal to net heat absorbed. From the equation 6, we can write W equal to R T2 minus T1 ln V2 by V1. The heat absorbed Q2 at higher temperature T2 is given by equation 1, that is Q2 equal to RT2 ln V2 by V1. Now dividing these two equations, that is 7 by 8. W by Q, we know definition of efficiency, that is W by Q. So we have to divide equation 7 by equation 8, that is W by Q2 equal to R T2 minus T1 ln V2 by V1 by RT2 ln V2 by V1. ln V2 by V1 will be eliminated and R also eliminate. Now this calculation becomes T2 minus T1 by T2, that is W by Q2 equal to T2 minus T1 by T2. So this is the efficiency. The factor W by Q2 is called thermodynamic efficiency. It is denoted as eta. This symbol is eta. This is eta. And give the fraction of heat taken from the high temperature reservoir, which it is possible to convert into work by a heat engine. Therefore, the efficiency of a Carnot engine the most ideal of all engines is limited by the operating temperature of the engine. The larger the temperature difference T2 minus T1 between high and low temperature reservoir, the more the heat convert to work by the engine. For a given temperature of the high temperature reservoir, the lower temperature of the sink, the greater will be the efficiency of the machine. Similarly, for a given temperature sink, the efficiency will be increased by using high temperature of the source reservoir. This above expression eta equal to T2 minus T1 by T2 is the efficiency of Carnot engine. This expression shows that the efficiency of engine independent of engine material, but depends only on the temperature between the source and sink. This is very important point. The greater the difference, the more is efficiency. Theoretically, all engine will be 100% efficient only when T2 is 0 degree Kelvin, 0 degree, 0 absolute. So 100% efficient engine can never be converted, never be constructed, because heat absorbed from the surroundings, total heat absorbed cannot be converted into work. So efficiency of engine always less than 1. Now Carnot theorem, we have the efficiency of engine W by Q2 equal to T2 minus T1 by T2. This result reduced for a perfect gas depends upon the temperature limit between which the cycle operates or engine operates. It is independent of all other factors. Thus, Carnot stated that an important relation known as Carnot theorem, it states that every perfect engine working irreversibly between the same temperature limits has the same efficiency whatever be the working substances. Now, this is one of the statement of This is one of the statements of second law. It is impossible to take heat from water reservoir and convert it completely into work by cyclic process without transferring a part of that to a cooler reservoir. This statement recognizes the fact that heat engine could never be 100% efficient since some heat must be returned to a low temperature reservoir. Another statement of the second law was given by Clausius. It is impossible for a cyclic process to transfer heat from a body at the lower temperature to one at higher temperature without at the same time converting some work to heat. This statement recognizes that heat flow spontaneously from hot body to cold body, and to get it flow in the opposite direction, we have to expend some work.